We're here at the Four Courts in Dublin, and Enoch Burke has just been returned back to Mountjoy Prison for refusing to endorse transgenderism. And when we arrived at the Four Courts here, we came to court number 3, and Mr. Justice Cregan directed immediately that Enoch Burke's case be moved to a different courtroom. Now, court number 3, the initial court was packed. It was full of people, and we were moved to essentially a back room. And when we arrived in court number 25, the courtroom was empty, and we're waiting there for at least 20 minutes for a judge to arrive to hear the case.
Nobody in the room. Nobody in the room.
And Enoch Burke was asked again, would he bow essentially to transgenderism? Would he accept the denial of his constitutional rights?
Absolutely.
And all of this goes back to the principal's report. It was the principal at the beginning, Principal Niamh McShane, who issued that report to Enoch Burke that started the process going. And since the beginning, the judges have refused to read that report. In that report, she said Enoch Burke was a danger to students simply because he did not agree with transgenderism. And that is a disgrace that situation remains today in the High Court.
Now, very interestingly, in there today in that court, the judge endorsed transgender ideology himself. And he totally agreed, he said, that with students, every student, he said, has a right to transition. This is startling. That in that courtroom, when Enoch Burke is being handcuffed and taken away, the judge himself endorses transgender ideology, working with the corrupt government. And this is what it's all about. Enoch Burke handcuffed, taken away to Mountjoy again today because they say he won't purge his contempt. Enoch Burke has constitutional rights which are being denied by these courts. They're working hand in hand with the government who are pushing transgender ideology down the throats of the people of this country. We've heard of the SPHE RSE report, a story that came out recently. Some teacher blew the whistle who sat in those meetings in DCU where they were encouraged in the classrooms. These are teachers now, chosen teachers who went to be professionally trained. They were encouraged in depravity and obscenities at those meetings and at that training session. They were encouraged and trained to teach porn, to teach gender ideology, more than 2 genders, to teach things I wouldn't speak of here today, absolute obscenities. They were shown graphic material of sodomy sex, and that is simply what it is, the sex of sodomites, and that is what they will teach to the young people of this country. Now, there has been a stir over it, but I am watching politicians, and I am watching those who say they're conservatives and who have squeaked a little bit, but they're not shouting at Norma Foley, who came out on News Talk and told lies. She said this is misrepresentation, what this whistleblower had said. No, it's the absolute truth. It's out there. It's part of the program.
It's undisputed.
It's undisputed. Norma Foley came out and said that no students would be taught this. This is an absolute lie. And she should be gone today. She should be sacked today.
Yes, she should.
But she's still there.
Yes,
and I am
indeed.
looking at the politicians, the few who are saying they're conservative. What are they doing about it? I have a message here on my phone from a young girl who sat in a meeting in a local school this morning, called in because she asked about the SPHE program. She was called in and quizzed. She asked a simple question: are students signing confidentiality? Are they signing a form that says they will keep secret what's happening in SPHE or SE class? That principal said, yes, they are. First of all, she denied it. She said she didn't know.
Yep.
Then she says yes, and then she says yes. There is obscenity, but she doesn't care, and it's up to the parents to find out for themselves. So there you have it. Obscenity, depravity, sodomy, sex being taught to our young people, and it's up to the people of this country to stand up. And we need to see Norma Foley gone.
Absolutely,
She shouldn't be
yes.
there. She's lying to the parents of the country. Now, we heard back in August about this inquiry, and we heard a woman on primetime, Margaret Best, speaking. And Margaret Best is a sad woman, because in 1975, her non-verbal son was taken into a religious order. She wanted to keep him at home herself and teach him and help him and train him. She was told, leave it to the professionals. And she regrets that to this day. She trusted the professionals, and her son was abused for years. That is fact. Google it. It was on primetime. She said she trusted the professionals.
Very sad.
The professionals are teaching your sons and daughters, parents of this country, sodomy, sex. That is a fact. They are teaching them many genders. They are teaching them obscenity and depravity. They're getting young children as young as 11, 12, 13 to write of their sexual experiences. They're sexualizing your sons and daughters. That is the aim of the LGBTQ+. That is their manifesto. We will sodomize your sons and daughters. It's happening before our eyes, and that's why Enoch Burke is back in Mountjoy today.
Yes, that's why.
We need to listen, we need to wake up. And we need to get rid, first of all, of Norma Foley. She should be gone.